Good morning, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, so today we do have a low end severe risk. So there is not one person in the state of Michigan in the lower peninsula that is not under the risk. The marginal risk is in place for everybody. So if you're going to ask your locations, the broad answer is everybody has a severe risk today. However, that risk is very low. Okay. You won't need to rearrange your schedule around these storms. They're going to be very quick hitting. They may dump a lot of rain, be very loud, but overall severe threat is quite low today. And the only threat available via the atmosphere today is damaging winds. And that is because our wind shear is quite low. So we need wind shear to get the updrafts strengthened to produce hail and also to rotate. We don't have that wind shear today. So the one threat is going to be damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour because of microbursts. What microbursts are is when rain falls very hard, it hits the ground, it spreads outward with a lot of force, and that is it causes a lot of heavy wind to happen. So, with that being said, that is the only threat that we have today. Currently on radar, we do have some stronger storms moving through western Michigan up toward Grand Rapids, Muskegon, down toward Kalamazoo. There have been reports on the lakeshore of these winds reaching about 40 miles per hour here. You can see these green. There's one right here I'm circling. There's one down here by Holland, one by Grand Haven, and there's one over here near Douglas. Those are wind reports that have come off the lake with these storms reaching 40 to 45 miles per hour. So severe winds are 58 miles per hour or higher. These are between 40 and 45. So enough to down a few small branches, a lot of leaves, blow your trash can down the street. So just some gusty winds occurring right now. Nothing severe at this point in time. However, if we look at our velocity, there is some areas up here, at least there was some areas that did have some brighter velocities, especially near Holland here. So Holland, you may have just gotten rocked by a couple of gusty winds there, but it sends weakened as it moves off to the northeast. So timing on these storms, there are currently storms that are ongoing across western Michigan, all throughout the state, up here in the UP, as well as up here near Leland, Traverse City. But there's also a cluster down here in Monroe County that's moving through. So just expect a lot of lightning and a lot of heavy rain with these storms. We don't expect the severe threat to really ramp up until later on the evening, or should I say afternoon and evening, between, say, 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. Now, there is some concern here with the amount of instability we're going to have as well, because we look on our satellite, which I go switch you back over here to satellite so you guys can see what I'm talking about. If I switch you guys over to the satellite, I got to pull it up first. Give me 1 second. I was not prepared for this. So we need to have the sun available to us today to get surface heating, which is what causes our instability. So right now, if we look on our satellite map, we see that most of the state of Michigan is clouded over. There we go. It should be showing now. There it is. So we can't make it out. Michigan is right here. I'm circling it. Lower Peninsula is right here. The thumb is up here. The thumb and the northeastern part of the northern part of Michigan is the only place right now that's seeing sunlight. There could be a few breaks in the clouds between the Flint area up toward the Tri-Cities, but overall this cloud deck is quite thick. What that's going to do is prevent the sun from heating up the surface, and that may limit our amount of instability we're going to have available. There is some clearing behind this out in Illinois, Wisconsin. We'll have to see if that works into the state later on this afternoon. And that could very well move into the state and help the surface to heat up. But an already low threat because of the wind shear may become lower because these clouds are so thick. So that is the overview of today. Again, recapping, the timing is going to be anywhere from now, it could happen, all the way through the evening hours towards sunset. The main time frame is when the heating is going to be at its strongest between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. However, severe storms may occur outside of that. with that being said, I'll go ahead and switch back over to radar, and I'll go ahead and take some questions from you guys. Now, again, I would ask that you guys don't ask about your location. Everybody has a severe threat today. I can't really say timing as well, just because it's already happening in Western Michigan. And it's expected to keep popping up throughout the day just because we have a lot of moisture in place. So any one particular spot in Michigan may get storms between now and it could be as late as this afternoon. So it's going to be kind of those wait and see type of days, but any storm that does occur will have potential to drop a lot of rain and also carry gusty winds with it. Go ahead and take some questions. The UP does not have a severe threat today. The marginal risk encompasses the entire part of lower Michigan, but not the UP. If I switch back over here to my radar screen, I can actually show you guys the SPC outlook. You really can't make it out. I guess you can. But in this green arrow, it extends basically all the way up here from the northern tip of the mitten here all the way down on the Lake Erie here, and it stretches all the way down into Indiana. The only county that's not included is Berrien County. But everybody else, you guys are in the severe threat today. And that is a pretty big marginal risk. It extends all the way down into the Tennessee valleys, all the way up through Pennsylvania into Ontario. So it's quite a big risk today. And that's only because we have a lot of moisture and there could be quite a few microbursts that happen today. And again, these storms are not severe currently, although they do carry some stronger winds with them, especially up here near Grand Rapids and Grand Haven. If we go ahead and take our velocity map one more time, we're going to see the brighter colors here. If we go and back this up, you're going to see the brighter colors go over Holland. I guess I can't go back that far, but there are some brighter colors in here on the radar here. I'm getting 45 miles an hour. I'm getting lots of low 40s, mid 40s, a couple 50s in there as well. So 40 to 50 mile per hour winds that are currently ongoing across Allegan County, moving into the Kent County area. So if you're in Grand Rapids Metro, just be prepared for some gusty winds. Nothing too major at this point in time. I see Nick, I believe, is on here. I'm not sure if he has audio, but he does have a live view of Grand Rapids here. I'm not sure if you're on here, Nick, if you can hear me. Hold on, I'll get my headphones plugged in.
I can hear you. I can see some rain shafts starting. I'm on break at work right now, so I figured I'd hop up on the roof.
I got you. I can hear you now. I didn't have my headphones plugged in, so I didn't hear you're on. That is your live shot from Grand Rapids.
That is looking southwest.
Whoops.
Wind is getting a little gusty out here. I'm sure you can hear it from my microphone.
So a lot of cloud cover there, looks like.
Oh yeah, it's already raining. Before.
Dawn, these rains could be flooding. I'll go ahead and take back the radar here to show Monroe County really quick. So Monroe County, I know you guys got hit with a lot of rain last week with the storms. But right now we do have a lot of rain still occurring here in Monroe County over basically the exact same area here, moving up into Wayne and eastern Washington. So I would not be shocked to see localized flooding in Monroe County just given the amount of rain that's going to fall. That has fallen. Can't load my radar for some reason. Lenawee County, you're in the clear, but again, everybody in the state does have a minimal risk for damaging winds today. I cannot get my radar to load from Monroe County. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm trying to load the data here. Thank you, Nick, for hopping on. Looks like he's hopped off.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I was just muting myself so it wasn't just wind noise.
Gotcha.
It's looking straight west towards Walker area.
Gotcha. Yeah, for some reason my DTX radar does not want to load, so go ahead and go back over your Grand Rapids. But yeah, Monroe County, you guys are under some heavy rain for right now. There we go. You can kind of see it there off Grand Rapids radar.
Wind's starting to pick up in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, let's go take a peek here. You're at downtown, right? So you're downtown. You got looking west. So yeah, you're looking right at this thing.
Yeah.
So Nick is in downtown Grand Rapids on the radar here. You're seeing that big old area of rain here, and there could be some wind in there too.
Yeah, it's picking up already.
Yeah, I'm seeing anywhere from.
I'm gonna have to dip inside and see how the rain harder.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of heavy rain there in Kent County currently, as well as what county is this? I apologize.
What county are you asking about?
West of Kent.
Ottawa?
Ottawa. That sounds right. I should know that. I'm still tired.
I would know that. I grew up in Ottawa County.
Yeah, so Ottawa County. So a lot of rain here in Ottawa County, as well as Muskegon County as well. So let's move into the east-northeast, almost due north, but a little bit eastern movement to it. Again, just some gusty winds, some heavy rain for you guys up there. And also down here toward the Kalamazoo, down into the Sturgis area, we have this whole entire line that's just kind of formed, and a secondary line behind that looks to be moving in as well. So might have a lot of recurring rainfall, which may lead to some localized flooding in areas as well. So I'll have to kind of watch that as the day goes on.
Yeah, these low-level clouds are ripping.
No, Diane, there is no tornado threats today at all. There is not enough wind shear to get these updrafts organized to rotate or produce hail. So we may see at the very least some small hail, but this is going to be mainly just a gusty wind and a lot of heavy rain and a lot of lightning type of day. Not a very big threat at all. Good morning, everybody. Saying good morning. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. We will be live later, or if anything goes severe throughout the day. I'll be here watching radar. I don't plan to be live all day. It's not going to be that big of a threat. At least we don't think it will be. But if anything does become severe, we will hop on here and we will be covering it. So if you guys go under any warnings, just tune to the page. We got you covered here. Don't really expect anything to go severe until later on, although it is possible in the heavier pockets here. If we can get some, like right here, up here, by Muskegon, there's a downburst occurring. With those greens and reds there going outwards of each other. That's probably going to dump some heavy rain as well, also gusty winds there in Muskegon County. Moving in toward the Newaygo, Grant, and Fremont area, just south of Holton. Again, this is not rotation. This is what we call downburst or microburst. You may get confused seeing the red and green on radar, but they're going outwards. You want to see those greens and reds meet. If it was rotation, they're going outwards.
All right, Ryan, I got to go.
All right, Nick, thanks for hopping on.
See ya.
See you, dude.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Appreciate Nick on his break in Grand Rapids. He's got some gusty winds and some heavy rain moving in. Go ahead and take a two-panel look at this just so we can keep an eye on our velocities here. Now, I will keep an eye up here on the Muskegon County, just because this is quite intense, looks like on radar here. Now, you're not going to see these intense velocities here with microbursts, but it's probably closer to 40 to 50 miles per hour. You're not going to see it on radar just because the angle of the radar is a little bit off, but also the storm movement is going to make these velocities seem a little bit weaker than what they could be. So red is going away from the radar and green is going towards. So we have this red moving away and green going toward. It's moving away from each other. It's not meeting. So it just indicates that the wind is hitting the ground and spreading outwards, which is a very indicative of a microburst. So if you're in Muskegon County, south of Holton, north of Wolf Lake, you may be experiencing some pretty gusty winds with that storm. Monroe County, I still not sure why I'm not getting these radars to load over here, but overall, nothing too extreme here in Monroe County. Nothing on velocity that shows that there's any wind occurring. Just going to be a lot of rain and some lightning for you guys right now, so no severe threat for Monroe County. We're getting a lot of wind reports over here on the lake. 45, 40, 45, 40. So pretty gusty winds that are occurring. These are all pretty recent, too, within the past hour or so. So these storms over in Grand Rapids are producing some gusty winds. Just not enough to get severe warnings issued just yet. That may happen as we get more instability as the day goes on. But again, the instability is in question just because of the cloud deck that we have. I'll go ahead and leave it right here. And that downburst is still ongoing over here in Muskegon County, moving just south of Holton in between Fremont and Newaygo here momentarily. So if you are in Newaygo County, you guys would be on deck for this if it holds together. This is a microburst with probably some good gusty winds, upwards of 40, maybe 50 miles per hour. But again, nothing severe. Any questions, guys? What's up, Chris? Getting slammed in Sturgis. What do you mean slammed? Just a lot of rain? Is there wind with it? You can go ahead and take the radar out of North Indiana. It's closer to Sturgis and get an idea of what's happening here in Sturgis. My radar is being slow today, so bear with me as I try to navigate this. There we go. Yeah, there could be some gusty winds there. See, there's a gust front here entering Sturgis, so wouldn't shock me to see a few stronger gusts with that, but nothing that I see is severe at this point in time. But you can see it does have a pretty good gust front with it. So take back the Grand Rapids radar. That downburst is catching my eye up there. Not surprised they haven't issued a special weather statement for it for some gusty winds. Any other questions, guys? Heading towards Greenville. Give me a county for Greenville. Let me see if I can find it here. I am from the south. There it is. So yeah, Greenville, you're going to be on the, hold on, let me go ahead and animate this for you. So Greenville, you're over here near Belding. It's going to, I think it's going to eventually clip you, if not fill in down here. You're going to get some rain at the very least. But the strongest storms right now are occurring off to your west, and they're moving pretty much north of you. So unless this continues to spread southward, which is possible, I'd say you're in the clear for the strongest, but do expect some rain, probably some lightning with these storms. Decent storm in Jenison, lots of rain, thunder, and lightning. Winds come and go, nothing too terrible, just a storm. Yeah, that's what we pretty much expect. We do have some indication that there could be some gusty winds occurring just to your south near the Grand Haven, Holland, and also Douglas areas. But for those of you who don't know, Jenison's up here by the Ravenna area. So, again, just moving through some gusty winds, possibly. Should be right here by the Ravenna area. I don't see Jenison listed on my map here, but it's in this area somewhere. I know it is. Howell, you guys, okay, so those of you who are just tuning into us, there is nothing currently ongoing near Howell. And also, this goes for everybody except if you're in Monroe County, Wayne County, or in the western part of Michigan here. You guys may not be getting storms, rain, or anything like right now, but the atmosphere today is quite juiced for the moisture. It won't take a lot to get these storms up, and we could have multiple rounds as well. So if you are not seeing a storm currently, do expect there to be a storm threat as the afternoon continues, or as the afternoon arrives, as the morning goes on into the evening hours. expect multiple rounds of storms. Any particular storm that does pop up today does have potential to dump a lot of rain and also have some gusty winds and also frequent lightning. So any storm does have severe potential. However, that potential is quite low. Mainly, the forecast we posted yesterday was we mentioned mainly just going to be garden variety type of storms with only isolated areas seeing gusty winds. That's pretty much what's going to happen here. So we have all these storms currently ongoing here from all the way down to Sturgis, all the way up toward Muskegon. The only area right now that really catches my eye for anything gusty is two areas, one here in Muskegon County and one area down here near the Sturgis area. You got some increased velocity showing up here as well. Out of the entire population from Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo to Sturgis all the way to the lakeshore, the only two areas that are being affected are probably not even 5 to 10% of the population here. So everybody should see rain, but only isolated areas are going to see those pockets of heavier wind gusts. So it's not a very significant or very high threat today, but the threat is there because the gusty winds could occur anywhere along this line. But right now they do appear to be occurring up in Muskegon and also down by Sturgis. Hope it makes sense for you guys. All right, sounds good, Mary. East Lansing won't get rain until 7, but the radar seems to be different. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say throw your radars that you guys have out. We're kind of throwing models out as well. The environment right now is, or should I say the environment throughout the day does support storm development. We have a cold front coming through. That's going to spark off multiple storms, showers, rain, etc. So it's going to be kind of hard to pinpoint timing and exact locations. But for right now, I can tell you that Lansing, you're going to be getting some rain here if this holds together in the next hour or so. We'll have to see if it holds together or not. But just kind of throw your phone apps out today. Just expect some rain to be occurring at any point today. It's definitely possible. The highest threat for severe storms is going to come when the peak heating arrives, when the heat and instability is at its highest. So it's a very low threat, but between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. is when the heating is going to be at its peak. And then as we get toward the sunset, after sunset into the overnight hours, we're going to lose the instability that we do have, and that should end any type of severe threat. Rain will be possible, showers, maybe a few storms will be possible after sunset until that cold front moves through a little bit later on. But overall, the severe threat will be over after sunset. Yeah, look at this over here. I'm going to go ahead and take this velocity here full screen and show you guys this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, move it all the way forward. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the evolution of this microburst. This is, you see how it went from like pretty much nothing here and you kind of see it blow up? That's pretty much a microburst. Not severe, just some gusty winds. Moving right along toward Holton, just south of Holton, between, well, there's Twin Lake, moving into Newaygo County and towards the Grant, Newaygo, and Fremont areas. Now, again, not severe, just some gusty winds are possible. We have a lot of velocity in here going every which direction. That's pretty indicative of microburst because when a microburst hits ground, it spreads outward in a circle. So you're going to see these. You're going to see these velocities kind of look a little bit weirder. But it's not rotation, it's just velocity going in like a circular motion. So Sturgis is catching my eye again here for some gusty winds. Go ahead and see what it looks like from the North Indiana radar. Once that loads up, there it is. Now again, nothing's showing here on Indianapolis. There we go. There's some gusty winds showing up here. I'm getting 40. 41. So as this storm moves off of the radar beam here, the radar beam's almost like due north here. So usually what happens when these storms get off to the east or they come from the west, you're going to see increase of the velocity. But when they're kind of like north-south of the radar, it's kind of hard to get the velocity to show up. So Now that's moving away, we're getting some increased velocity here heading in toward the Bronson area. Again, just some gusty winds, nothing major. Cold water probably going to miss you off to the south, although that could be moving toward you. Give me 1 second to get this back up. Yeah, so what's occurring here is pretty much a downburst. You're going to have all these outflow winds from this heavy rain here. You're going to see that outflow push right along US 12 here from Bronson over to Sturgis. So if that continues off to the northeast, cold water, you may get some gusty winds here. But again, nothing severe at this point in time. I'd say up to 40 miles per hour would be a good guess. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to spend all day on here giving you guys gusty wind reports. If anything does go severe or anything significant happens, I will hop back on here live. But overall today, a severe threat is in place across the entire lower peninsula. Damaging winds is your only threat, and it's going to be a very isolated threat. So no need to cancel your plans. Unless you have outdoor plans where it's going to rain storm, I definitely cancel those, especially if you are planning those a little bit later on this evening. We do expect some widespread rain to, at the very least, rain. Probably some storms and maybe a few severe storms as well. But overall, nothing to be overly paranoid about. It's just going to be one of those garden variety type of days where one or two of these storms occasionally may reach severe limits. So again, this threat should last between now throughout the evening hours into the sunset hours. After sunset, the risk goes away, but we may have some lingering showers and storms that hang around until the cold front moves through. With that being said, guys, I'm going to check chat one more time. I'm going to hop off here. Let me go and check really quickly here. Again, guys, everybody has, if you're going to ask about your location, everybody has a risk today for storms, isolated severe as possible. Right now, Sterling Heights, no, there's nothing coming. The only places that have rain right now are western Michigan, from Grand Rapids, Muskegon, all the way down to Sturgis, and also Monroe and Wayne counties. There's nothing for Sterling Heights at this point in time. But again, that's going to change as the afternoon goes on. All right, I am going to hop off here. I will be back on and ready to go if anything severe happens. So if you guys go under severe warnings, tune into the page. We will be live. So thanks, guys, for watching. Hit that like button on your way out. I'll see you guys later.